Files, welcome one and all to another Cemetery Seek. I felt like a challenge today, so I've come to, I'm sure my listeners and followers will tell me wrong, but Crich, which is near the Matlock direction, and I got off at the train station Whatstandwell, which I've heard people call it Whitstandwell, so again, probably saying it wrong, but we are here today at St Mary's in Crich. And it is open today, so that's wonderful after making this huge trek up here. I know there's the older graves around the front and a burial ground around the back, so hooray for me. It was quite the trek. I made it quicker than Google Maps said I was going to, though. Thought that I would make it in 45 minutes and I did it in half an hour, so here we are. Let's have a look at what is on offer. This is wonderful, but who knows who they are? It's most likely a sword with a ribbon, but it kind of resembles a rib cage too. There's no sign of any words of who it might have been, but I just really like it. Very pretty. Kind of sweet on the side. They've got like a miniature tomb from whence obviously Jesus was buried and arisen in, but then it has a danger trip hazard because look, all of the path is made of tombstones again. This is something I wish that places wouldn't do. I know that it's possibly done in all respect, but people have a go at me for walking on graves, but is this not the worst version of walking on graves? So yes, it's incredibly windy up here because we are very high up. I think it's the highest point as usual for churches, but I'll do my best. So coming around the back, it really looks like they can't mow a lot of this because the ground is so uneven. Coming around the side, they've got signs for falling glass. I really think it's seen better days, let's put it that way, but they're doing their best. I'll have a look inside, I'm sure it's lovely, but here's the back. Let's go have a look round. Yeah, beautiful little shed back here. Who knows if it's used anymore? Very small, that's probably half the size of me. Lovely view back here from all of the graves, all facing this way. Right, shall we go have a look inside? It's very blustery and windy. You're probably not even getting half of what I'm saying. I'm gonna have a sit here first, have a little hydration with, rest a while with Elsie, Harold, and little dog Rusty. I think I will. That's what I'd like to see, isn't it? Don't know if anybody's inside, so forgive me, everyone. Okay, so yes, we're open. Yes, there's nobody inside. At least I can't tell. I've used the lovely bathroom and I haven't heard anybody making noise except for the church chiming. So let's have a look here. We've got a little bit of info here. As you look around this church, which has stood for 8.5 centuries, and at the memorials on the walls, many of which tell how the people of this ancient community have been touched by the passing history of the country. So, yes, there we go. From, well, as it says, 8.5 centuries. It's a lot of time. I'll have a browse around whilst we're in here. So where all the band equipment is, we have a very sad looking tomb of German Wheatcroft of Wingfield Park, who died in October. Don't ask me about those Latin numbers because I don't know without really working it out, but you can tell he's got a doggy where his feet are, but the dog's got no nose anymore. And obviously he had railings around it, but not anymore. Now he can just play the drums if he so feels like it. This is a really nice miniature. That's lovely. Looks very much like the church itself. Some wonderful stained glass. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. Will you answer? Very ominous. Feels very protective in here because you can hear the wind roaring outside, but just safely within the walls. So let's have a look under here. Wow, that's incredibly old. It's a clay tablet. Whether or not you can see there, but they have... I'll try my best. There we go. They've actually transcribed it underneath for what it does say. Wow, very memento mori as usual, but that's incredible that that's lasted. Got some bronze reliefs in here. That one's lovely. See the detail on there. No sooner bloomed, but blasted, yet to revive with thine at the refreshing... Ooh, I don't even know what that last word... That's like a Latin at the end. Apologies that I don't know. Disturb not the ashes of David Woodhouse. Well, it appears they have. I'm sorry, David Woodhouse. He's definitely not in that wall, is he? It even looks like... What are even those on there? Those marks. A lot of breeze coming through here. And check these guys out. Sir John Clay. There we go. So this is obviously in relation to him. What a wonderful caricature of them both. And underneath a very, very old, aged tomb, which, even though these flowers are over, which I'm not going to move, you can tell there's a face here, and his arms going up the side. It's very worn away. To me that looks like it was actually used, as they do a lot, a paving slab, and then they put it back, because doesn't this look like footsteps over the top of it? But anyway, it's back where it belongs. And look at this chubby horse. Looks like the horse that Bugs Bunny rides in that one Looney Tunes cartoon. And one last thing to add to the tomb here. This is most likely all their children along the bottom. But again, it seems their faces are missing, so I can't really say much more than that. Yeah, doesn't it look like they've been scratched off? Yes. A lot of it is very damaged. There's some gravestone ASMR for you. looking up, this was obviously a decision to save the roof, and I'll forgive them for that, but you can tell this is not what it used to look like, and this is. Most likely was an extension, or I did read there was a fire when lightning struck, so they've obviously repaired it. If anybody knows any more about that, please fill me in. But it does look neat. It's better than a falling down roof. So, but here's a shot of the old one. You can actually hear the clock ticking away. I think we're a bit too early for the chiming, but we might catch the 1/4 past. Right at the back here, this is definitely an old style pew or seat, but it still exists with some wooden carved faces. Wow. Lovely that they survived, even if the rest hasn't. And in case you wondered, in the year of 1876, how much services cost. So, obviously these are going to be old money, so excuse me that I don't know, but it does actually have pounds, so I'll go down to that part. If you would like to place a tombstone, it would cost you a whole £1, or a brick grave. Also, if it was for 2 people, £2, larger, £3. And it even goes down to digging a grave, if you would like to toll a bell on the hour. So that's quite amazing that that's lasted as well. And I think that's going to be the conclusion. Whilst I'm indoors and you can hear me and it's not windy outside, I'm going to make my way back to Watstanwell, however you say, and have myself a bite to eat there. But I hope you've enjoyed this wonderful venture out. I would definitely suggest coming up here. It's so peaceful because there's nothing else up here. It's a very uphill trek, so if you're not of healthy mind and spirit, then perhaps sort out driving or getting a bus. But I got the train obviously to Watstanwell, then walked. I'd say walked, but hiked is more of the word, up the hill. It was very sweaty when I got here, but it was worth it, because when you get here and places like this are just left open for people to come in and have a look, learn the history, that's what it's all worth it for. And the gravestone had wonderful old slates, and though it's very overgrown, I can see why, because there's a lot of holes and I don't think it's very safe to be mowing on things like that. So I'm going to focus now on, as I leave, this wonderful mechanism on the door, because I do love me old doors. So here we go. From me, it is goodbye from the cemetery seek. I hope you have enjoyed. Till next time, Taphophiles.